Murray City Auto Salvage. If you drive a General Motors product 1980 up until right now and you're looking for parts, you'll save money if you do business with Murray City. And by Jerry Wheatley and Jerry's Body Shop. With the Easy Liner system, they'll put your car back better than new. If you're in an accident, you take it to Jerry's Body Shop, Highway 641 South in Camden, Tennessee. We've got a special edition of Rev It Up today featuring the drivers that make it happen. All the way from guys that are just getting started to people that have been racing for a long time. So settle back, we're going to get you up close and personal with the people that do it every week on this edition of Rev It Up. Right now, we're going to watch Bobby Umstead and Ricky Dill take it down the track in that first edition of their showdown. We've got an interview with Scotty Dill coming up later today. And now let's go trackside to the Jackson Dragway with Steve Bowers.
Ricky Dill hitting it with a 574, 119 miles an hour.
Good morning and welcome into this edition of Rev It Up. As you can tell, we're filming this one earlier during the week. It's a little dark outside, but we're getting ready to race tonight at the Jackson Dragway. Going to open the gates at 4 o'clock this afternoon. We're going to race at 8 o'clock this evening. Had a tremendous crowd out here this past Saturday night, and we're looking forward to having you with us tonight when we continue with Jackson, Tennessee's only professional sport, and that's NHRA-sanctioned drag racing right here at the Jackson Dragway. Going to recap the winners for you from this past Saturday night. Mike McGuire out of Pinson, Tennessee in the pro bracket made it to the finals and took first place for the first time this season. We'll be talking to Mike a little bit later on in the program today. Runner-up was Brian Anglin out of Jackson, Tennessee, driving a 69 Camaro. And the semifinalist pro bracket this past Saturday night with a TNA racing team out of Perry County, Tennessee, with that nuts and bolts 69 Camaro. The quarterfinalists from Saturday night, pro bracket, Leon Milligan out of Mickey that we had on the show just last week in a 66 Nova. Bob White out of Lexington that's had a very good year this season at the Jackson Dragway in a 69 Chevelle. And then David Webb out of Lexington in a 76 Vega. Good to see David up there in the finalists this past Saturday night. In street class, Michael Hopper out of Huntington in a 69 Nova was number one. Runner-up was Donnie Melson out of Jackson, Tennessee in an 89 Camaro. Donnie we've had on the show in some earlier sessions during this racing season. He's had a good year here as well. Susie Webb out of Lexington driving a 68 GMC made it into the semifinalists, along with Roy Mayfield out of Henderson in a 67 Chevelle. And the quarterfinalist in street class this past Saturday night was Dennis Ballou out of Yuma. Dennis has had a good season in street class this year. He drives a 73 Chevy pickup. And then in trophy class, William West out of Jackson in the high and pressurized 67 Camaro was first place. William's another driver that's had a good year in his second year of competitive racing here at Jackson. Jeff Mayfield out of Henderson in an 80 Silverado was runner-up. And the semifinalist, Lanny Redding out of Milledgeville, that had an excellent month last month in street class. He was driving a 78 Chevy pickup this past Saturday night. He was runner-up in trophy class, along with Glenn Lindsay out of Lexington, also driving a Chevy pickup, that one in 1987. It was a good night. As a result of your being with us this past Saturday night, those of you that were here at the races, there will be a special contribution made to the Jackson Area Council on Alcoholism and Drug Dependency, $1 out of each admission and entry going to JACOA. Then in observance of the Valvoline People Who Say No to Drug Night that we had this past Saturday night at the Jackson Dragway. We've got a lot of good racing action coming up tonight. I want you to make your plans right now to be with us. Once again, gates opening at 4. Racing will get underway at 8 o'clock tonight right here at the Jackson Dragway. And when we come back, we'll be talking to some of the people that are involved in racing right here in West Tennessee. So stay with us. We've got more Rev It Up coming up in just a moment. Automobile accidents are frustrating enough, and when you have an automobile repaired, you want it to be done by someone that has experience. Well, Bobby Umstead and his staff represent 25 years experience. That's at the Huntington Service Center on the 77 Bypass in Huntington, Tennessee. The Huntington Service Center can handle everything from fiberglass repair to regular body repair to insurance claims. You never have to worry with the Huntington Service Center. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. If you need estimates or information, just call Bobby Umstead at area code 901-986-4424. It's 25 years of experience that you can depend on. The experience of Bobby Umstead and staff at the Huntington Service Center, located on the bypass, Highway 77, Huntington, Tennessee. Welcome back to Rev It Up, and I've got two guys that battled it out in the finals this past Saturday night in pro bracket. Mike McGuire's with me out of Pinson, Tennessee, and Brian Anglin out of Jackson, and these guys did it right this past Saturday night. They're hoping to repeat, as pro bracket is now paying $1,000 first prize money, and so the competition is getting more and more serious now every week here at the Jackson Dragway. Well, first of all, I want to say congratulations to you two guys. It was a good show this past Saturday night.
Thank you.
Everything running all right. Now in this final, this past Saturday night. All right. Now let's talk about this. You guys were dialing in at 1 speed all night long and then came up there and blew everybody away. Stuck the nitrous to it down through there.
Well, we just decided before the race, me and him's both been wanting to make a nitrous pass on that, and it come down between me and him. We decided we just wanted to have a little fun.
So that was it.
Very enjoyable.
Very enjoyable. Y'all had obviously decided to split the money or something.
Yeah, definitely.
I figured something had to happen. All right, let's talk about it. Mike, you've been running out here for how long?
Since about 1982.
Okay. Tell us about this car you've got now.
It's a 71 Super Sport Chevelle 454. It's basically just a street car. I started driving on the street when I bought it from Bob White several years ago. And as I got more involved in racing, I finally had to just park it, get something more economical to drive.
Okay.
As it likes to drink gas pretty good.
All right, what have you done to this car? Any kind of modification to it?
Yeah, it's a 454 flat top motor with closed chamber heads, and it's got a 294 competition straight mechanical camshaft in it, set of headers and intake, stall converter, and a hopped up transmission. Thanks to Brian there.
All right.
And a gear, and that's about it.
All right. Well, let me talk to Brian here for a moment because you guys kind of battle around. Tell us about this car you're driving this season.
It's a 69 Camaro, 350 flat top.
Turn around here where they can see you now. Yeah. We want to get a good shot of this man. All right, go ahead.
It's a turbo 400, 488 gears. Just basically a street car.
Okay. Now you're involved in the transmission business, right?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and get a plug in now while we're here. Tell them where they need to come see you.
Angle transmission.
All right. Okay. How long have you had this car?
6 years.
Where's Angling Transmission located? Yeah, we need to add that, don't we?
Located out by the airport.
In Jackson.
Jackson.
Yeah, Jackson. Don't go to the airport at Humboldt. It's up here in Jackson. Live with this guy. How long have you had this car?
6 years.
All right. Have you been driving 6 years, or did you start it before that?
I've been driving out here 3 years.
3 years.
In drag racing.
All right. So you got this car and then decided to get in the drag racing business.
Yeah. I've been in the street racing for a long time.
Okay. All right. When did you make the decision to go pro? Is that 3 years ago? What prompted you to do that?
I started out in pro.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. It's obviously been working out. You've had a pretty good year, I'd say.
Yeah, very well.
Is this the best season you've had so far?
Yeah, this is it. I hope to do better next year.
Okay. You got any plans for the off season this winter? Any changes you're gonna make in your car?
I'm building a totally different car.
Okay.
Identical.
But
I have another 69 Camaro.
all right.
Same.
What are you gonna do to it?
It'd be basically the same
kind of car.
deal. Yeah.
Why are you gonna build another one now?
It's my wife's car.
Good enough reason. Everybody's married here. We all understand that. All right. You got any plans for the off season? Are you gonna stay with what you got?
I'm just gonna stay with what I got.
Okay.
I like it pretty good.
All right. Now you took first place this past Saturday night. It's the best finish you've had this year. What were you doing differently this past Saturday night than you've been doing before, other than winning?
It was just one of them nights that everything was just right. That's about all. I've come close a bunch this year, but
yeah,
I just hadn't. I always get out of the money and then screw up. That's what happens.
That's what it is. Just decide to take on whatever change you've got. Right?
Yeah.
Now you've been putting in a crop this year too, right? You've been busy.
Yeah, I stay pretty busy. Most time I just barely get out here in time to run one time, try to get the race. But as farmers, it takes a lot of time.
I understand that. You had plenty of rain this year, I think.
Yeah, I've had more than enough rain.
Okay, so
I hope we don't get no hurricane either.
No more hurricanes, right? We don't need that one coming in, all right? What got you started in drag racing?
Gosh, let's see. Coming out here was a good alternative to street racing because street racing is not that safe.
Okay.
And I like this out here because it's more competition, it's more fun, and I just love it.
All right. This bracket business makes it competitive for everybody, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
You know, is this the best season that you've had?
Yeah,
racing out here.
This is the best.
Any idea how much money you've won so far?
Probably 12 to 1,300.
Do I? Oh, that's right. We don't want to tell Uncle Sam that. Scratch that question.
Yeah.
All you guys from the IRS that are watching, he's made 43 cents. Right? That's what we've done. All right. Yeah, he spent that on Coca-Cola, so we're going to deduct that for expenses. All right. Well, congratulations, you guys. It was a good show this past Saturday night. Glad to have you on the show, and we'll look for you back. You think you make it 2 in a row?
We're gonna try it.
All right. Well, we've had some guys out here do it this year, so
that's all we do is try.
Get out there and try. It's Brian Anglin. And we got Mike McGuire out of Pinson and out of Jackson. These are good drivers and good men. You look for them tonight when you get out here to the Dragway. We'll be back in just a moment with more.
If you drive a General Motors product and you want to save money on your parts, then you need to do business with Murray City Auto Salvage in Murray City, Tennessee. They specialize in General Motors products from 1980 through 1989. They have used motors, transmissions, and body parts, and you can reach them toll-free in West Tennessee. Just call Billy Gibson and his staff at 1-800-532-6044. That's Murray City Auto Salvage in Murray City, Tennessee. General Motors products specializing in years 1980 to 89. Use motors, transmissions, and body parts. They have what you need, and they'll save you money. Call them toll-free, 1-800-532-6044.
On Rev It Up, we've been featuring several of the drivers that race here at the Jackson Dragway. Most of the time, of course, we feature the people that are running and winning out here. Not that this gentleman here with me doesn't win on occasions, but we want to talk to somebody tonight and for this show today that is kind of new in this business and is working it through. Mr. John Garmody is with me now out of Milan, Tennessee. And John, it's good to have you with us.
Thank you, Steve.
How long have you been involved with drag racing now?
Well, this is really my first year, but I've been out here watching it for about 3.
Okay. So you came out here as a spectator, then decided to get involved with it.
Yes, I did.
All right. Now, you've got a vehicle that you've been running. You got a Mazda pickup truck, right?
That's right.
Okay. Now, that's kind of unusual. Is that something you just had and decided to go into racing, or is it something you got into just to race?
Well, I bought the truck just to drive, and I was out here one night, and I just said, well, heck, I'll just run it. So just see what it do, and I did, and I just started running it.
Okay. One thing that we've talked to a lot of folks about, and that is with a bracket system, a dial-in system, every vehicle runs individually, so it's possible to be competitive with anything as long as you can get it running consistent. Now, what have you been doing to this truck?
I ain't really done nothing to the truck, just put another set of tires on it, made it hook better, and set of traction bars under it. That's really all I've done to the truck.
All right. What kind of effort, John, if people that are watching, you know, that have never been involved with drag racing, what kind of time and effort are they looking into to get out here and get competitive in the sport?
Well, really, just take a little time, come out and look at it and see what everything's doing and how it's running. If they want to get into it, I recommend they just come out and watch it and see how everything's going first. And then, if they like it, then get into it. That's what I done.
Okay. Now, one of the first things, of course, is as far as a race, most of them really are won and lost just about at the line, aren't they?
That's right. I have many times.
Okay. All right. Now, the first time you come out here, how difficult is it to get used to the tree and the acceleration on this thing?
It's pretty hard. You got to watch the tree, and when the lights come down, that's really what took me the hardest part, to learn it.
You got any kind of method or technique that you're using? I mean, I know some of these guys have got phrases they say to themselves. Some of the guys, of course, have got computer systems that are a lot more sophisticated, but some of these guys, they kind of have rhymes they say or something where they can kind of clock in mentally.
No, I just sit there and watch the tree come down, let it, and rock with it. Is when it's coming down, let the truck rock back and forth.
Okay.
Just ease the clutch out and let it rock.
When do you start moving?
Right about the second tree, let it start rocking it.
Okay.
And the second light, and then when it hits the third light, I just let it get better.
All right. So you let it go right then?
Yeah.
Okay. Been pretty successful with it, you feel like, for the first year?
Yes, sir, I have. It's been running good this year. I'm redoing the truck right now, rebuilding the motor in it, trying to get it where to run better.
Okay.
I'm going to try to get down to about 10s with it.
Okay. You're running what now?
It's 84 miles to come out with a stock 4-cylinder in it, 5-speed transmission. I pulled the motor and going to go completely through it, put a bigger cam in it, some more pistons, and I've been serious thinking about putting a 350 in it, but it's just going to be too hard to do.
Okay. That'd be a lot of engine for that thing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it will. I've seen 2 or 3 running around Jackson. I liked them.
Yeah.
But it's just going to take a lot of time to get the 350 put in it. It'll take about 2 or 3 weeks, and I just missed the gas mileage that's in it, too.
Yeah, okay. That's one thing when you're looking for that combination. Now, you know, most of the guys, or a lot of the guys, as they work on up now, have gone to automatic transmissions rather than straight shifts. I mean, if you'd said 20 years ago that 4-speeds were going to be obsolete, nobody would have believed you. But now, because of the consistency that's demanded, a lot of them, is that manual transmission give you some problem?
No, it not really ain't giving me much problem. It's I can get it hooked better with a 5-speed transmission than I can with automatic.
Okay.
I'm hooking up a lot better.
All right. Are you able to run the dial-in pretty consistently with it?
Yeah, I can. If I catch it just right, I can run a dial-in perfect.
Okay. All right. Well, that's interesting.
It just takes a lot of time to get it right.
Okay. You know, the one thing, and again, we encourage you to get out here and watch this sport. These guys, I mean, they win and lose races by the hundredths and thousandths of a second on a regular basis because every vehicle gets a staggered start depending on what the driver thinks that vehicle is capable of running that night. Of course, traction, a lot of things make a difference, but most of the time when it's down to the end of the line, if everything is going right, those vehicles are pretty well dead even. We've had some races that tied to the thousandths of a second out here this season. That's unbelievable.
Yes, it is. Since Larry put the new compound down on the track, when I first started running, I couldn't hook up. I couldn't get Chuck to do nothing until Larry put the new compound down. And then everything just started working where it go. I've been running mainly, been running 1320s. I've got down, the best I've run in a truck is 1230s and 1220s. It's the best trucks ever run.
How long is it going to be before you have this Mazda back ready to go?
It will be running, I will have it back out here Saturday night.
Saturday night, all right, so look forward tonight then.
And
John,
I may be running, we're running another one tonight, just to see what it'll do.
Okay.
I got a 74 El Camino be running too, and it will be out here running.
All right. It's good to have you with us on the show.
All right, thanks,
time to do that. John Garman out of Milan, Tennessee, his first season of competitive racing here at the Jackson Dragway, and so you'll be looking for him when you're out here.
Remember how great your new car looked in the showroom and how well it handled when you drove it away? Well, no matter what you've run into since, Jerry Wheatley and Jerry's Body Shop in Camden can have your car looking and acting like new again. In fact, even better than new with their Chief Easy Liner, the revolutionary collision repair system that actually reverses a collision process until your car is squared and aligned with more precision than even the factory gave it. Once the damage is done, you can undo it with precision Easy Liner service, and then with the expert painting and finishing service you get from Jerry Wheatley and his entire staff at Jerry Wheatley's Body Shop, Highway 641 South in Camden, Tennessee. Give them a call at 584-2149. That's Jerry's Body Shop in Camden.
Our guest in this segment of Rev It Up is out of Linden, Tennessee, Perry County, Tennessee, Scotty Dill. And if you follow racing at all in West Tennessee, you know that the Dill family has been involved with the sport for a long time, and everybody in the family races, don't they?
Everybody.
You got how many?
My brother Ricky races, I race, my stepmother Anita Dill races. Daddy, he don't do much no more. He used to race back in the 60s, but he quit.
Okay.
He's raced Pontiac. Claimed it as 389, run a little better than 500 cubic inches. They run it stock.
Back in the days when you fudge a little on the techs every once in a while, all right?
Yeah, they run a Pontiac Bonneville 3,200-pound car against Camaros, just to eat them up.
Okay. You also got some in-laws and outlaws that race too, don't you?
Yeah, my cousin, he races. He races at Southern Comfort Sedan Delivery. Oh, man.
That's all right, go ahead.
His brother-in-law did race, but he's sold out right now. He's going to build a new car for next year.
Okay. We've been talking a lot. We had Ricky on the show earlier this season. We had Bobby Umstead on a few weeks ago. We've been talking a lot about this match race. They came out here for the 2 out of 3 Ford Chevy Showdown we were building up. This River Rat Camaro that your brother's got. He won the race, blew the engine, and what's the update on the car now?
Well, we're putting the engine together tonight. My brother and Wayne Franks is. They're building the engine tonight, and we're going to try to run it a couple of weekends with 2 Fords on it at the moment without the nitrous and see what it can do.
Okay, was the nitrous the cause of the problem?
Well, the pistons just couldn't hold up under the nitrous. There's a lightweight aluminum piston from Aries. They couldn't hold up under the load and just burn a hole in number 3 cylinder.
Okay, so they're going to try it without the nitrous. What do you think this car will do without it?
Well, by the way the motor's built, the car should run 580, 590 without the nitrous. With a ton of Ram 2 Dominators on it, but we're going to run it a couple weekends without the nitrous before we're ready to go back into a match race, break it in a little bit.
Okay, so you're going to break it in. When you go back in the match race, you're going to stick the nitrous back to it?
Every bit of it.
Okay. This car that you're running this year is the Freebird Trans Am, we call it. You've been a little disappointed, I think, in that car.
Yeah, a little bit disappointed. I get close, but I can't do any winning.
It's a great-looking car. It seems to... Now, Ricky came out here with it, on a Monday. He raced out here Labor Day and won with that car that day.
Yeah, the car's capable of winning.
Does this need another driver?
No, I'm capable of winning. I just hadn't done it yet.
All right, well, that was it. I didn't know if Ricky was ribbing you any about it or not.
Nah, not much ribbing going on. It was his day to win the race, and that was just, your day you win, if not, you don't.
All right. What kind of engine have you got in that Trans Am?
I got a 427 Chevrolet engine, 66 model Impala engine. Stock all except for the cam.
Is that right? Well, it's turning what, low 7?
It run a 706 last Saturday night in a 3,200-pound car.
Okay. your family being involved with racing as long as they have go back almost to the origin of this sport, don't they, really?
Well, Daddy and my uncle, they started racing in the early 60s.
Okay.
My granddad built them some race cars, and they were racing in the early 60s. They carried it on out to about 63 before they stopped.
All right. Where did they start racing at?
Well, they started racing in West Tennessee, and then they moved up into around Nashville, run at Lawrenceburg and Riverside a whole lot.
All right. So they were racing back in the days when it was Pickwick and Lakeland and Halls and all those tracks. Did they run all those?
Yeah, they run Pickwick a whole lot.
Okay. What kind of car did they start out with?
They started out with my daddy started out with a 62 Ford. Galaxy 500, had the 427 in it. My uncle had a Pontiac 64 model Bonneville. They raced both of them for a while, and then turned around and Daddy they both built that Pontiac Bonneville to run, put a 500 cubic inch engine in it, aluminum NASCAR heads. They had a whole lot of fun with them old boys.
I would think so. Back in those days, even before the timing systems, they used flags and just dropped them.
Yeah, heads up flag at that time. The man just sat there and heads up, and he staged them, they flagged them off, and that was it. Whoever got there first won.
Just ran it down. So there have been a lot of changes. It's good to see you still racing, and I know, like I said, you've been somewhat disappointed, but your car's looking great, it's running good, and we look forward in the winter circle.
Well, that car, it's over with this year. At the end of this year, that car's over with. I'm going to take the rad over, and we're going to build Ricky a fast car.
All right, so come out here and just keep getting faster and faster.
Yeah, we're going to build a fast car. I've got my plans. I'm going to build a Cadillac one of these days. All Cadillac power, and I'm fixing to challenge anybody.
All right. Well, you look for these guys, the Dill family out of Perry County, Tennessee, that looks like the tradition is continuing. D&D Trucking, do y'all are you involved in D&D Trucking as well? All right. So you'll see their trucks out, and if you need them to haul anything, they'll handle anything, right?
Yeah, we'll haul anything.
All right. It's good. The family tradition continues. This is Scotty Dill. You look for him here tonight with that Freebird Trans Am out here at the Jackson Dragway. Hot days of August. It's hard to believe that just a few weeks from now, the weather's going to be getting cooler. It means it's time to get that resurfacing work done this year if you're going to get it done. And if you're going to get it done, no one can do it better than Larry Todd and Todd Construction Company in Jackson. If you need paving work of any kind, or ceiling work done, or patchwork done, call Larry Todd at 422-3477. Lowest prices, guaranteed top quality work. So for that pavement from driveway to parking lot, no job too little or too big for Larry Todd and Todd Construction Company. The time to get that resurfacing work done this year is right now. So give him a call, get an estimate, and get on the schedule for this year with Todd Construction Company in Jackson. For an estimate on your resurfacing or patching or sealing work, call Larry Todd at 422-3477. Todd Construction Company in Jackson, Tennessee. We're covering all of West Tennessee in this segment. In fact, we crossed the river with Scotty Dill to pick up some Perry County. We're going to drop down to Raymer, Tennessee it is, right?
Yeah.
McGuire County. Close enough to Hardeman County to scare you to death down there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Marvin Wyke is with us, and Marvin has run consistently out here in straight class this year. He also races at Memphis, and I guess you get around some of the other tracks as well.
Yeah, every once in a while I go up Bowling Green, Kentucky.
We don't hold that against him too bad. They do race up there. They're also pretty girls up there in Kentucky or something, get up there. Yeah, fast horses and all that other stuff. This Buick that you drive, is it just a straight stock car?
Well, the motor itself is actually stock, but it's got a reprogrammed chip in it.
All right.
Aftermarket chip, and I've taken the catalytic converter off, and it's got a dump tube on it, but I run it closed.
Okay.
Right now, and it's got a ram air system on the Kenny Bell ram air.
All right. So you have done a few things. I thought this car turns too good at times just to be a straight.
And it's got the M&H G60 Racemaster tires.
See, we're pulling it out of him now. The truth is emerging, because when you set this thing down on the track, of course, you run times that would put you in a pro bracket if you wanted to.
Yeah. There's some a whole lot faster than mine. Mine's quite slow. Yeah, most of them with the setup I've got turns about 8.0s and 7.9s.
Oh, is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what are you going to do differently?
I don't know. Right. I don't know if I got injector problems or what.
Okay, all right. You've had a good season. I mean, the times you've been out here, you've been competitive. You've won some money, and it looks like it's been a good year.
Yeah, I won 2 second place in the trophy class.
Yeah. Well, it's not bad any time you win, is it?
Yeah. It's okay.
It works pretty well. What got you involved in the sport of drag racing?
Reading hot rod magazines and listening to people talking on the street how bad their cars are.
Okay. So it's the same everywhere, isn't it? All right.
I wanted to see how good mine was at the track.
How long you been running?
Started in '84.
Okay. Started with what?
Monte Carlo SS, '84.
All right.
Monte Carlo, yeah.
How long did you keep the car?
Yeah, I kept it till '87 till I got this Regal.
Okay. I mean, it's unusual for a man, you know, we don't have a lot of folks in Raymer racing, and then when they come up here in Buicks, I mean, that you know, Buick Regal is not exactly what you think about racing usually.
As they say, it's not your father's car.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. Well, it works. How long you plan on continuing?
Well, I hope as long as I, you know, feel good doing it.
Enjoying it?
Yeah, as long as I enjoy it.
Got plans for another car? You ever thought about going into the pro business?
No, I'd like to get that one to run about 790 or 780 if it would.
If it would run it consistently, would you drop down and run pro?
Maybe, just for a time or two. Really, all I do is pay the rates and see what it'll do. And I really don't, you know, plan on making any money.
Okay. Yeah, that's
just
it.
Keep me off the street, really.
Yeah, all right. Well, you know, I'm sure the folks in McGuire County appreciate that. Oh, yeah. They're bad, you know.
Yeah, well, I like to see the competition too. You
Yeah.
know, see where it's at. And this is the place to find it right here.
They don't race on the highways anymore at Raymer, do they? I didn't think they did. I played softball down there one year. Can you believe? I was about 70 pounds thinner, you know. The only time they let me play was when only 8 other guys showed up and they had to have the 9th man, but they wouldn't let me play down there. All right. It's good to have you. It's good to have you racing in Jackson.
Nice being on the show.
All right. Appreciate you being here.
Thanks.
All right. Thanks. I got a special young lady with me right now. Her dad races out here all the time now at the Jackson Dragway. He just got back in the racing business a few weeks ago. He's been a guest on our show. That's Terry Manus. And your name, hun, is?
Brandy Manus.
This gal can talk out, can't she? Yes. Where do you go to school?
South Haven.
And that's in Henderson County, for all you folks that are not aware of that, right? Henderson County. All right. How long have you been coming out to the drag racing?
About a month or so, and then about 2 years ago, we raced before with them Dodge.
Is that right?
Now we've got a Ford Maverick.
How you like that Ford?
It's fast. I rode in it.
Oh, is that right? Well, you helping Dad out, huh? You give him a little advice every now and then?
No.
You don't? How do you think he's doing, by the way?
Pretty good.
Pretty good? Is he giving you any of the money he wins?
No.
Talk to us about that, won't we?
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's good to have you with us. You like the drag race?
Yeah.
All right. Well, she's right in here amongst us. Yeah, you look for this gal at South Haven. You do anything else? You play basketball or do anything else?
No.
This is it.
Yeah.
Drag racing, if you're a pretty girl, you don't have to do anything else, do you? Drag racing is this girl's life. All right. It's good to have y'all back in the racing business. You like Hank Williams, too?
A little.
You just like to wear the shirt.
Daddy bought it for me in the truck stop.
Okay.
So I had to wear it.
You have to wear it. Dad buys you, you got to wear it. That, you know, this gal will be all right. She can't go into politics. She's too honest, isn't she? Yeah. Yeah, she's too straight up. It's good to have you with us. All right. Look for this gal here tonight at Jackson Dragway.
Join us for the races tonight. We're going to open the gates at 4 o'clock, race at 8 this evening at the Jackson Dragway, and be right here next Saturday morning at 9:30 for the next edition of Rev It Up.
So don't film me. Now see, it's filming.
Check it out and seek your car.
Oh, man, I was running the Zoom back.
If you want a picture,
It's filming now because that red light's
your
going.
car tonight, you have
Oh,
to
you
let
mean you
him
should sit
know.
here film? You don't gotta hold the button down.
If you
Okay.
keep pressing the button, it's going to go
Right
off
now we
and on.
have the little red reaction.
Yeah, I got this thing figured out now.
Sponsored by Gary Simmons, Chevy
Do wonders with it, I'm sure.
and Spain Brothers, Fertilizer and Green.
Take his thing down for one time.
I was gonna film it, but I will. You won't to? Huh? All right. Give me yours back to Kate.
Goes back to the pit area.
Yeah, that's about what you need.
You see how fast that thing runs?
I only had one out here running 5 seconds. So we'll think that's good to do,
Champlin on the tower side.
pay just to get me so I can get in.
Now. That's a stupid looking dude. I want to teach you all night long.
He's allergic to them things.
Now listen now, I've got on film that I'll say and shit that people don't like.
You can cuss all you want on that.
I cussed his dad, well I didn't cuss his daddy out. Don't do this to me, please.
No, look, I'll tell this story. Look here, I'll tell this story. Get back here before you can get us. See, the day it was, we was off in the first scene piece riding motorcycle.
Is this red light
blinking? All right. What, is it supposed to be blinking? Anyway, we was right behind him where he couldn't see us. He was sitting over going, trying to crank that old motorcycle and it wouldn't hit a damn lick. He turned around, he said, God, he was cussing and throwing a fit. He didn't tell you that family would crank with it.
His daddy his parents are real, bad religious. And all my life, when you get around them, shh, mom, daddy. I was kicking on the motorcycle, something wouldn't start. I kept on sticking it in my face. And I was sitting there kicking it, and it wouldn't start, and I was cussing it. And I was going, shh, Mom and Daddy, my daddy won't see that. I go, here's to you, George. And that's what everybody got mad at me for.
You're supposed to be looking through that while you're taking
Huh?
You're supposed to look through the camera while you're taking off.
Her damn camera, I figure she knows how to run this bitch.
You want to do better? Get up here then.
Come here. Come here. Still thing? Oh. Hang on. Wait a minute. I lost the button.
No, I think it looks like about me. Yeah, big hump right there in the center. Still moving too.
Suck it out for her.
Steve Church. The dirt dog.
Take
What?
What you say, Les?
I said I'm Coleman.
I need to get him on camera.
Yeah. Get him
That's
getting
what
you.
I told you earlier.
Always ought to get you on camera. You was in my car a while ago. I don't know something was up. The church had a shitty grin on his face.
I can't believe church built anything.
Where's he at? I'm gonna go right here.
Neil, it does look good on the car, Mike.
Huh?
Let's face it, it looks good.
I agree. It looks pretty good.
I would never take it off. I can just ride it.
Put artistry by Les Keane on it.
That's right. Good cars, run like a champ. I went through. I looked over and had 350. I told him, I said, man, I picked her up that time.
You picked up what?
What? Pull it out and wag it at him. He'd have to get very close. Yeah, because it's cold as it is.
The only thing you ever picked up, Steve Church, was a toilet seat. I'm gonna show it to your wife.
I don't care. Ask him again about the
joke. No, I ain't answering.
I'll ask if you answer like you did a while ago.
No. I already know you.
I asked him a while ago. I said, Mike, I said, you remember your first blowjob? He said, yeah. I said, did it leave a bad taste in your mouth?
You son of a bitch. He come over a while ago and he was trying to be real talkative and everything. I already know something was up here, that shit in his face. And I turned around and looked over Les Keane was over right.
No, it started real late. It just had I'll see y'all later. Okay. All right. 70% payout. Where y'all gonna eat? Red Lobster's in Memphis. Let's go. I hear a limo will take us there.